Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Abu Ahmed Chaudhary and welcome to AMI chemistry class. Hello everyone. Now we are going to learn about something about chemistry. The chapter is chapter 1.01. About our topic is today atoms, elements and compounds. So first learn what is an atom. So an atom is the smallest piece of a chemical element. And you can give so or you cannot. It is totally depending on you guys that will you give it or not. You can also start from this line that an atom is the smallest piece of a chemical element. It cannot be break into anything simpler. Let me write the answer one more time and more clearly. Atom is the smallest possible piece of a chemical substance, chemical element, sorry. If we won't call the element as a substance, we can call the element as a substance, but it is better to call the element as an element of a chemical element. Please write the answers. That an atom is the smallest possible piece of a chemical element. This is one of the common questions, that what is an atom, what is an element, what are the functions of what is a compound. Now let's describe the atom in terms of protons and neutrons. I hope you guys have written the answer. Describing atom in terms of protons and protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons, neutrons and electrons. Protons, neutrons, neutrons and electrons. You can write the question that describe. It can be described atom in terms of proton, neutrons and electrons, or describing atom in terms of sorry, I wrote here M, in terms of protons and neutrons and electrons. Describing atom in terms of proton, neutron and electrons. So let me erase the question now, and I am repeating the question one more time, that describing atoms in terms of protons, neutrons and electrons. Now atom consists of three main parts, three basic particles or three main parts. Atoms are three main parts. Atoms consists of three main particles. Semicolon. Protons, neutrons and electrons. Now, the atom is somewhat like this. This thing is an atom, and let me draw it. First, write this line that atoms consist of three main particles: proton, neutrons, and electrons. Now, after I'm keeping it for few minutes, a few seconds, so that you guys can write it. After that, I will show what an atom looks like. I am erasing the answer right now. Please do not give the diagram here. Draw the diagram separately, as the answer is not completed yet. As the answer is not completed yet, it is just the first line. Here, suppose this is the outer shell, and this is the nucleus. Nucleus contains protons, which have positive charge, and neutrons, which are neutral, and the outer shell contains electrons, which have negative charge. This is just a sample diagram that of an atom. The outer shell contains the electrons which have a negative charge, and the nucleus of an atom, which is the main thing, like our brain and heart. These are the main, just like the main thing of a human body. This is the nucleus is the main thing of an atom. It consists of protons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged, and neutrons are neutral. They do not have any charge of their own. Now write the next line with the previous line. The answer continues. The answer continues. First, let me write the whole thing, then I will dictate it. must write after this that you don't need to write the answer continuous. I am just I have written this to make you guys understand that after the first line these lines will come, that the nucleus of an atom consists of protons and neutrons, full stop. Let me repeat again, the nucleus of an atom consists of protons and neutrons. Now the next line, the third line, atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in the nucleus. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in the nucleus. Let me repeat one more time. Atoms made up of protons and nucleus located in the nucleus with electrons in orbital surrounding the nucleus. In orbital, I am erasing the first part. In orbital surrounding the nucleus. Now let me repeat the whole answer. Atom consists of three basic particles. Atom consists of three basic particles, semicolon, protons, neutrons and electrons. The nucleus of an atom consists protons and neutrons. The nucleus of an atom contains the protons and neutrons. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons are located. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in the nucleus. I am repeating one more time. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in the nucleus with electrons in orbital surrounding the nucleus. I am keeping it again. I will write the whole answer together for the last time after you guys have written this for a cross check. I am erasing the answer. Let me write the whole answer again. Atom consists of three basic particles. Protons, neutrons and electrons. The nucleus of an atom, contains protons and neutrons. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in the nucleus with electrons in orbital surrounding the nucleus. surrounding the nucleus. I know the board is not so big, so the context is so tightly packed here. Atoms, I am repeating, atoms consist of three basic particles: protons, neutrons, and electrons. The nucleus of an atom contains protons and neutrons. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in a nucleus with electrons in orbital surrounding the nucleus. Atom consists of three basic particles: protons, neutrons, and electrons. The nucleus of an atom contains protons and neutrons. Atoms made up of protons and neutrons located in the nucleus with electrons in orbital surrounding the nucleus. Full stop. I am keeping it for a few seconds. You guys can take an essay or you just can write it. I am keeping it for a little bit longer. Now I am erasing. Now the thing I am going to write is just for learning purpose. The diameter of a nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter. 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Just see how the diameter of a nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Now just think that how small the nucleus of an atom is and how small the atom will be. That's why we cannot see an atom with our naked eyes. I am erasing because you guys just need to know it. You don't need to learn or you don't need to remember this thing. Now let's come to the point that what is an element, or what is an element. The question can come in this way, that what is an element, or describe an element. This thing will have only here to 1 mark or 2 mark. Describe an element. Describe an element. This will be full stop. And this question will be number 3 question. The previous question was number 2 question, and the one that I said that what is an atom or define an atom, it will be number 1 question. What is an element or describe an element? Please write the question. Now I am erasing the second one, that what describe an element. Now keeping the question and writing the answer of it. Elements are substances that cannot be broken into anything simpler. into anything simpler, or you can write into any other substances, elements contain only one type of atom. Now write the answer that elements are substances that cannot be broken into any other substances. Elements are substances that cannot be broken into any other substances. Elements are substances that cannot be broken into other substances. Elements contain only one type of atom. For example, in hydrogen is itself an element. So in hydrogen we will only get hydrogen atoms. We won't get any helium atoms or any argon atoms or any other gas atoms or any gold atoms. And in pure gold we will only get gold atoms. We will get the atoms of the gold only and nothing else. We won't get any hydrogen or we won't get anything else. I hope you guys have written this thing. I am keeping it for a little bit longer so you guys can write it or take an SS. So take an SS if it's possible. Elements are substances that cannot be broken into any other substances. Elements are substances that cannot be broken into other substances. Elements contain only one type of atom. That's all with question number 3. Now I am erasing this one. Now this thing is also for learning purpose. The symbols of an element are usually made from their English or Latin name. Made from the English or Latin names. The symbols of an element are usually made from their English or Latin names. The symbols of elements are usually made from their English or Latin names. For example, hydrogen is hydrogen, helium is helium, but gold, in English we call gold as gold, but in Latin it's called aurum. See, for example, Au stand equals to gold, which is equals to aurum. English name Latin name. It's just like us humans. We have other names and we have pet names. For example, our mother or our family members call us by other names, and our friends and in our school we have a different name. Most of us have different names for school and home, which is for home the thing is called the pet name. The Latin name Aurum is also like a pet name, and gold is like the other name, or the school name. We can also think like that gold is like a school name and Aurum is like a pet name. So it will be helpful for us to remember. And I'm showing you this. I'm showing these things to you guys to just remember and to become more eligible than others. The periodic table. The periodic table gives the names and symbols of the elements. Symbols of the elements. It doesn't only show the symbol, it shows the group number, the period number, the mass number, the atomic number. These are just for you guys to learn. You don't have to remember these things. Now look at the numbered groups and periods. At the numbered groups and periods. Or we can say that groups and columns. Columns or groups or columns. First learn about the groups. Groups or columns. The column one are called the groups. Groups are like our family. Are like our family members. Our family. First, let me write properties like the elements. Look at the numbered groups or columns. Groups are like our family member. Groups are like our family. Just like father, mothers, brother, sister, wife, husband, children, etc. etc. The element in the same group have the same properties like other elements in that group. In group 1, all the elements will have the same property. They will behave in the same manner, and they will react in the same manner also. Just like they have the same DNA, just like your father and you, and just like my father and me. they have the same, we can also say that they have the same DNA. They have the same DNA. They have the same DNA pattern, just like your grandfather and your father had, and your father and you have. And that in the same manner, in group 1 elements, they have the same DNA pattern, and group 2 elements, they have the same DNA patterns. Each group has a different DNA pattern. None of their DNA will match. And just like our grandfather and our father shared the same DNA, the elements will also behave like that, will also behave like that. As I have already told, just like our grandfather and father share the same DNA, the element will also behave like that. They will behave like father and son, or like brother and brother, blood related brothers. They will, in the elements in the same group will have the elements in the same. This thing you have to remember, and you will find out that you need to know that the elements in the same group will have the same number of outer shell electrons. For example, hydrogen and sodium. For example, H plus and semicolon Na plus. They have the same outer shell electrons. The elements in the same group will have the same number of outer shell electrons. I will tell you why. The elements in the same group will have, and I will show you why they have the same group and the same number of outer shell electrons. Just see first hydrogen. It has only one electron. Hydrogen only has one outer shell and one electron in its outer shell. And see sodium. Now sodium is 281. This is the electronic configuration of sodium. 281 means there is total 11 electrons in the atom, in an atom of sodium. So Na is the symbol of sodium. 2, now 8, see, just like hydrogen, Sodium also has a one electron in its outermost shell. It doesn't matter how many outer shells they have, how many outer shells they have or orbital shells they have, but they will have the same number of electron in their outermost shell. It doesn't matter which group it belongs. If it's group 2, all the elements, it doesn't matter if it is has 100 or 800 outer shells, but it will have 2 electrons in its outermost shell. That's the main thing. This shows that they belong to the same group. By seeing this, that they have the same number of outer shell electrons, we can understand that they belong to the same group. So they will have the same property, they will behave like the same way. Now the rows are called the periods. The rows are called the periods. You guys need to learn this. These things can become as fill in the blanks. That what are the columns? They can ask you questions like that. What are the columns called? You have to just write that groups for one word answer, or they will ask that the rows are called the dash. You have to write periods. So these will come as 1 mark fill in the blanks or one word answer, or it may come as MCQ. It matters on teachers that how will they give, but you have to learn it so you can get a 1 mark on that. By each 1 mark, even 1 mark matters. For 1 mark, a person may get A star, or he may fail, or he or she may fail. It all depends on that 1 mark. Now look at the period table in your book. Look at the periodic table. Now look at the periodic table. Do you guys see a zigzag line? Do you guys see a zigzag line like this? If you see, now this line separates the metals from the non-metals. On these things, this line separates the metals from the non-metals on the right side. Understand? This line separates the metals from the non-metals. It doesn't have any other word to do. It is just a line of separation. We can call this line as a line of separation. You can call this the zigzag line, or you can call this the line of separation. It doesn't matter. You just have to understand these things so that you don't have any problem in future. These small things make a huge difference on your chemistry. Now let's learn that what are compounds. What are compounds? What are compounds? Or define compound. These for the questions, I will write a few questions at the last of the class to show you guys that which are the common questions which will always come in chapter wise exam or in semester exam. This thing will always come. In IGCSE also, for 1 mark they give that what are compounds, what is an element, what is an isotope. These are the things that will come, always come, no matter what. I'm erasing the second question, and we will write this question as number 4 question. Compounds Right answer and that right. Compounds are materials. Compounds are materials formed by chemically bonding of two or more chemical elements. I am writing this thing. Wait a minute. By chemically bonding, formed by chemically bonding by two or more chemical elements. Compounds are materials formed by chemically bonding by two or more chemical elements. Compounds are materials formed by chemically bonding by two or more chemical elements. I am repeating one more time, and also I am keeping the answer for a few more minutes or few more seconds, so you guys can take an essay or write it. Compounds are materials formed by chemically bonding by two or more chemical elements. Or you can just, the simple definition or the simple by way I can make you guys understand that the compounds are nothing except the bonding of two or more elements. They bond by the bonding of two or more elements. For example, the bonding of your father and your mother made you. The bonding of your grandfather and your grandmother made your father or your mother. The same way, compounds are like the kids, and elements and two or more elements are like the father and mother, which they bond chemically and form a compound. I am making you guys understand in a simple way. Let me erase the thing. Hold it like this. Compounds equals to kids. Element 1 equals to father. Element 2 equals to mother. Bonding equals to the fusion. You can say that I can make you simply understand, and you can just think that compounds equals to kids. Element 1 equals to father. Element 2 equals to mother. The bonding, the chemically bonding. I'm just writing bonding here. You can just think that it's chemically bonding. Chemically bonding equals to the fusion. The fusion of father and mother makes the kids or produce the kids. The same way, the chemically bonding of element 1 and element 2 form a compound. This is a simple way you can understand chemistry. The chemistry is all about yourself. Every subject is all about yourself. Make it on your own way. Make the thing, break it and make it on your own way, so that you can remember more better. This is the formula I used to remember the thing, that how our compounds are formed, how the thing is formed. I always try to make and I always try to break the things and make it shorter and make it try to think by myself that how these things can relate to myself. I always try to relate the chemistry or physics according to the real world, so it will be easy to understand. Symbols. Now symbols of compounds. Symbols of compounds. Symbols of compounds হচ্ছে এই যে, for example CO2, which is carbon dioxide. CO2 plus comma H2O, NO2. These are some examples of compounds. Example of symbol of compounds. Carbon dioxide, H2O is water, and NO2 is nitrogen dioxide. Carbon dioxide, water, and nitrogen dioxide are some example of compounds, and these are some example of symbols of compound. Now let me give you some examples of symbol of elements. I hope you guys know, but still I am giving elements. Elements. H, He, N, which is for nitrogen, Nf, which is for sodium, Au, which is for gold or oran. These are the some symbols of elements. Now let's go ahead. Now as I said that I will give some common questions which will obviously come. For example, what is an atom? What is an atom? Let me write the heading first. Common questions. Common questions. Question number 1. What is an atom? Question number 2. What is an element? Question number 3. What is a compound? Question number 4. Now, question number 4 will be that what is meant by row or column in the periodic table. What is an atom? Some common questions are: question number 1, what is an atom? Question number 2, what is an element? Question number 3, what is a compound? Now question number 4, what is meant by row or column in the periodic table? You have to write that by row it means in periodic table. By row it means the period number. By column in the periodic table, by column it means the group number. Or now comes the question number 5, what is an atomic number? What is a mass number? This will also come. These are also some common questions which I will teach you in the next class. That what is an atomic number? Atomic number, which will I teach you in further classes. What is an atomic number? Question mark. Question number 6, what is a mass number? What is a mass number? these six questions are the some common questions. I hope you guys have taken an essence of the previous 4 questions. If you didn't, I am repeating again. What is an atom? What is an element? What is a compound? What is meant by row or column in the periodic table? What is an atomic number? What is a mass number? I am repeating the 6th question one more time. What is an atom? First question. The second question is what is an element? The third question is what is a compound? The fourth question is what is meant by row or column in the periodic table. The fifth question is what is an atomic number, and the sixth question is what is a mass number. I hope you guys have understood this till this thing, and now I will give answers to these questions in the further classes. I hope you guys have understand. If you guys have understand, please like the video and subscribe my channel.